Hi, I'm Orla Allen, medium, and Orla Allen, author, and here are some cards for you. So the first card we have is the Ace of Pentacles. Now the Ace of Pentacles usually talks about finances, but it can also talk about abundance, and I feel like for the majority of people here, it's talking about abundance rather than necessarily physical finances. But I do think there's a couple of you that it's going to refer to in finances. So please bear that in mind as I continue. So the first card we have, the Ace of Pentacles, is talking about a new situation, a new form of abundance that's coming. It's also talking about major growth. So I feel like this growth is talking about where you're growing as a person, but also where a relationship or an environment that you're working in is also growing. So if you find yourself in a new relationship, especially because it's followed by the Lovers cards, whether that's a romantic relationship or whether that's a platonic relationship, I feel like the situation that it's referring to is talking very much about expansion, about having more. This is something that's very new. So this isn't a friendship or a relationship that's been around for 3 or 4 years. This is something that's happened, I'd say, definitely closer than 6 months, but I kind of want to go to like 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that. Either 2 weeks in the past, 2 months in the past, or 2 weeks in the future and 2 months in the future. But I feel like two is very significant with this card. And I want to talk about where this newness, that's this coming together, this unification, is something which feels different. So I feel like there's an air of caution about you. I feel like you're thinking about the person and you're wondering if their thoughts are really what you think they are, if they're really the person you think they are. You're wondering if this is going to work out. But I feel like there's a huge part of you that really wants it to work out, because I feel like you know in your heart that this is your person. Whether it's your friendship person or your partner person, I feel like you know it's your person. And I feel like for some of you, it's a lifelong person. And for some of you, it's a long-term relationship person, but it's maybe not the one that you're meant to be with. So I do feel like you should take a moment to enjoy this relationship. I feel like this, whether it's your for now or forever person, either friend or relationship, I feel like this person is somebody who's going to be life-changing for you. So I feel like they've got so much to offer you that you kind of have to go through this relationship to get out the other side, because I feel like you're growing, developing, you're becoming a different person for the better because of this relationship. So I feel like for some of you that means where you're less insecure, where you're feeling a little bit more like things are going your way, like you've got somebody that you can talk to. I feel like you're somebody who everybody takes a bit of and very few people give back to you. So this relationship feels very different to the relationships that you've experienced in the past. Certainly the relationships that you've had over the last couple of years. I feel like this is something which you really need, and I feel like it's something your soul needs. So that's the Ace of Pentacles and the Lovers card. Again, the Lovers card is talking about this bond. It's like this soulmate thing. It's where the two of you have an awful lot to offer each other, but it's a give and take relationship. It's not all one-sided. And I feel like there'll be certain aspects which you'll give an awful lot of, and they'll have certain aspects which they'll give an awful lot of, but it may not be in the same category. So maybe you give an awful lot of emotions and they help you with finances, or maybe you give an awful lot of emotions and they're maybe not, they don't communicate their emotions very well, but they give it to you in other ways. Like maybe they help out with stuff that you need done for the house, that sort of situation. So I feel like there's a very much a give and take situation there. And I feel like if this other person is the one who doesn't do an awful lot of emotions, I feel like by you giving your emotions to this person, it heals them greatly. And I feel like you receiving back whatever it is that they're giving you, whether it's actual physical finances or whether it's doing stuff for you, maybe bringing you flowers, maybe bringing you chocolates, maybe hanging shelves that you've wanted hung for ages, or fixing things around the house. Whatever it is that they give back to you, you haven't had that. You've certainly not had it for a long time. And I feel like by them doing that for you, it heals a part of you as well. So I very much feel like this relationship is one which is only got positives about it. And I feel like if this relationship does end further down the road, I kind of feel like you'll still be friends after. I don't feel like there's a big major bust up. I feel like it's amicable, where you both realize that, you know what, you're better off as friends rather than being in a relationship. But I feel like there's a long-term situation with this, and I feel like there's an awful lot of growth for it. So if you're not aware of this relationship, then be aware of it coming up in the next, like I say, 2 weeks to 2 months. Any more than that, then it's not the relationship I'm talking about. Now, if we to quickly go back to the finances, if there is a situation where there's new finances coming into you, I feel like this is a long-term thing. I don't feel like it's a windfall. I feel like it's something which is going to be ongoing. So perhaps there's an awful lot of clients coming your way. Perhaps there's been a really good review of your work and it's been put out into the world. And perhaps you've got a promotion, or you've got an opportunity to. I kind of feel like there's an element with this where there's short-term finances, but it's for the long term. So I kind of feel like you maybe have your basic wage, but you've also got the opportunity to earn more money if you fulfill certain goals within your job. So I kind of feel like in the short term, you're kind of thinking, well, I hope this works out. But I feel like this is a long-term type thing. So I do feel like it has a lifespan. I do feel like but I feel like it's for as long as you need it to, almost. Because I kind of feel like when you're ready to walk away from it, there will be something else on the table, if that makes sense. Moving on to the Five of Swords. Fives are very much where we're at a crossroads and we've got a decision that we need to make. And I always look at this card and I see the fact that the sword has cut the worm in half. And it always makes me feel like the worm has turned, or we need to cut ties. We need to cut relationships. We need to make serious change with this card. We need to identify what our problems are and our issues are, and we need to do whatever it is that we have to do to make those better, or to make that situation better. I also feel like I want to talk about with this card where it's important that you take action. Don't just let it wait and see what happens. Because I feel like with this card, if you take control of the situation, then you will have control of the situation essentially. But if you don't, if you just let it go, then I feel like this card is very much talking about where it's forced on you. And I feel like if it's forced on you, there's a whole load of mental baggage that goes with that, which causes the whole situation to feel icky and dirty and slimy for a wee while afterwards. Whereas if you just took control of it now and decided what it was that was going to happen, you would be in control of the situation and everything would be much better. And I don't feel like there's any icky feeling if you take control of it, if that makes sense. So decide what it is that you want to do about the situation and go for it 110%. Or have it forced on you anyway. So you might as well take control of the situation. Now, the final card here is the Ace of Wands, which is why I made a slight reference to the Ace of Pentacles at the start, referring to money, because Wands talk about work or how you spend your days. And it talks about a new situation coming in. But I'm very drawn with both of these cards to how much growth there is on the wood. You can see all the flowers on this one, all the leaves on the other one. So I do feel like this is a really significant time where you're going to grow, you're going to prosper, things are going to start looking up for you, things are going to start going your way. It's almost like that energy of things just happening for you. Do you know? It's like the phrase, the look of the Irish. Do you know? It's like things can't go wrong for you. And I feel like you haven't had that type of energy for a wee while. And I feel like we're moving into that phase. I kind of want to stay from I want to say November, but I'm not sure. I kind of definitely want to say December to January time. I'm not sure what's holding me back in November. I feel like things are going your way in November, but I feel like there's almost this looking over my shoulder, making sure that everything's going to be okay. So I don't feel like you enjoy it. I don't feel like you embrace it fully in November. It'll take till December before you can embrace that energy where you know that things are going your way. The days feel better. There's big change within your working environment. I've only got 30 seconds left. There's big change coming, positive impact all the way, and positive change. So I feel like whoever you're working with or your complete working environment's going to change, but it's all for the better and it's all very positive and it's all exactly what you need. Have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will speak to you all again soon.